Marcus pushed his cleaning cart through the empty building at 2 a.m., desperate to afford his sick daughter's heart medicine. When he heard crying from a supply closet, he found the city's most powerful CEO broken and alone. Neither knew this moment would change their lives forever. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. The clock on the wall showed 2:15 a.m. as Marcus pushed his cleaning cart down the long empty hallway. His shoulders hurt from lifting heavy trash bags all night, but he couldn't stop working. Not when his 8-year-old daughter Lily needed heart medicine that cost more than he earned in 2 weeks. 6 months ago his life was completely different. He worked as a manager in a small company, lived in a nice apartment, and his wife Anna was alive and healthy. But everything changed in one terrible night. Anna died in a car crash while coming home from work. The drunk driver who hit her car walked away without a scratch. After Anna's death, Marcus couldn't focus on work. He kept missing days to take care of Lily, who became very sick after losing her mother. The stress made her heart condition worse. His boss fired him after 3 months of missed work. The insurance company refused to pay for Lily's expensive heart medicine, saying it was too new and not proven. Now Marcus worked as a night cleaner in the Sterling Industries building. It was the only job he could find that paid enough to keep their small apartment. Every night, he cleaned 40 floors of offices while Lily slept at home with Mrs. Chin, their elderly neighbor who watched her for free. Just one more floor, Marcus whispered to himself, thinking about Lily's pale face that morning. She had been too tired to eat breakfast, too weak to play with her toys. The doctor said she needed the new medicine soon, or her heart would get much worse. As Marcus reached the supply closet on the 40th floor, he heard a strange sound. Someone was crying inside. He stopped and listened carefully. It was definitely a woman crying softly. Marcus knocked gently on the door. "Hello? Is someone in there? Are you okay?" The crying stopped immediately. "I'm Marcus, the cleaning man. Do you need help?" After a long pause, a woman's voice answered. "I'm fine. Please go away and leave me alone." But Marcus couldn't just leave. The voice sounded so sad and broken. It reminded him of how he felt after Anna died. "Ma'am, it's very late. Are you hurt? Should I call someone?" I said leave me alone. The voice was angry now, but Marcus could hear the pain underneath. Marcus sat down on the floor outside the closet door. "I'm not going anywhere. My daughter taught me that nobody should cry alone." Silence. "Her name is Lily. She's 8 years old. She's the smartest, bravest little girl I know." Marcus's voice became soft and gentle. "She's been through so much pain, but she always tries to help other people. Last week at the hospital, she gave her favorite teddy bear to a little boy who was scared." He heard some movement inside the closet. "The hospital?" the woman asked quietly. "Yes. Lily has a heart problem. She needs special medicine that costs." Marcus stopped talking. He didn't know why he was telling his problems to a stranger. Slowly the closet door opened. A woman in an expensive business suit stepped out. Her makeup was smeared from crying, and her eyes were red and puffy. Even though she looked terrible, Marcus could see she was very beautiful and probably very important. "I'm Victoria Sterling," she said, reaching out her hand. Marcus jumped up quickly. He knew that name. Victoria Sterling was the CEO of Sterling Industries, the richest woman in the city. Her picture was in newspapers and magazines all the time. She owned the building where he worked. "Miss Sterling. I'm so sorry, I didn't know it was you. I should go back to work." "No, please stay." Victoria sat down on the floor where Marcus had been sitting. "You're the first person in a very long time who has been kind to me without wanting money or favors." Marcus didn't know what to do. Should he sit with the most powerful woman in the city? Finally, he sat down next to her. "Did you have a bad day?" Victoria laughed, but it wasn't a happy laugh. "A bad life, more like it." She looked at him with sad eyes. "You said your daughter needs expensive medicine?" "Yes, but that's not your problem, Miss Sterling. Call me Victoria. And tell me about Lily." Something in Victoria's voice made Marcus feel safe. He told her everything. He talked about Lily's bright smile and how she loved to draw pictures of butterflies. He told her about Lily's dream to become a doctor so she could help other sick children. He talked about Anna and how much they both missed her. He told her about losing his job and not being able to afford Lily's medicine. Victoria listened to every word without interrupting. When Marcus finished talking, tears were running down her face again. "I started this company to help people," she whispered. "But somewhere along the way I became cold and mean. I forgot how to care about others." "Why were you crying in the closet?" Marcus asked gently. Victoria was quiet for a very long time. Today was my daughter's birthday. She would have been 9 years old. Marcus felt his heart break. Would have been. She died 3 years ago. Cancer. I had all the money in the world, but I couldn't save her. Victoria's voice was shaking. Her name was Rose. She loved butterflies and strawberry ice cream and painting pictures. She couldn't say any more. Marcus reached over and gently took her hand. I'm so very sorry. They sat together in silence, two parents who had lost so much, finding comfort in sharing their pain. Rose would have liked your Lily, Victoria said finally. Lily would have loved Rose too. She loves making new friends. Victoria wiped her eyes. What's the name of Lily's medicine? Heartstrong Plus. But please don't worry about it. I'm going to make some phone calls. Miss Sterling, you really don't have to. Yes, I do have to. She stood up and became businesslike again. Give me your phone number. Marcus gave her his old phone number. Victoria typed it into her expensive smartphone. Go home to Lily, Victoria said. I'll call you tomorrow. Marcus wanted to say more, but something in Victoria's eyes told him to trust her. He gathered his cleaning supplies and went to the elevator. When he looked back, Victoria was still standing in the hallway, looking very lost and alone. The next morning, Marcus was making Lily breakfast when his phone rang. Marcus? This is Victoria. Can you meet me at Children's Hospital in 1 hour? What's wrong? Is Lily okay? Lily's fine. Just meet me there. Bring her with you. At the hospital, Marcus found Victoria in the waiting room. She was wearing jeans and a regular sweater instead of her business suit. She looked younger and less scary. Victoria, what's this about? I talked to Dr. Kim about Lily's case. The medicine she needs, my company knows the people who make it. Lily, who had been very quiet that morning, suddenly became excited. Are you the lady Daddy met at work? Victoria got down on her knees to look at Lily face to face. Yes, I am. You must be the wonderful, brave, smart Lily I heard so much about. Lily smiled shyly. Daddy says you're very important and very rich. Not as important as you, Victoria said softly. Dr. Kim came out with a huge smile. Mr. Johnson, I have amazing news. We've got a full year's worth of Heartstrong Plus for Lily, completely free. Someone very generous paid for everything. Marcus looked at Victoria in shock. You didn't have to do this. There's more, Victoria said. My company is starting a new foundation called the Rose and Lily Foundation. We're going to help families pay for their children's medicines when insurance won't help. Tears filled Marcus's eyes. Victoria, I don't know how to thank you. You don't need to thank me. You saved my life last night. I just listened to you. Exactly. Victoria smiled at Lily, who was jumping up and down with excitement. You reminded me what it means to be human again. Over the next few weeks, Victoria became part of Marcus and Lily's daily life. She would come to their small apartment after work, bringing dinner and funny stories about her day. Lily drew pictures for Victoria's office, and Victoria hung them up on the walls where everyone could see them. Victoria helped Lily with her homework and read her bedtime stories. She bought Lily new clothes and toys, but more importantly, she gave her love and attention. Lily began to get stronger and happier every day. One evening, they were sitting in the small park near their apartment, watching Lily play on the swings. I have something to tell you, Victoria said to Marcus. What's that? I offered you that job as my assistant not because I felt sorry for you, but because I need you and Lily in my life. Marcus had been surprised when Victoria offered him a good job at Sterling Industries with great pay and health insurance. He thought it was just charity. You and Lily have given me something I thought I'd lost forever, Victoria continued. You've given me hope. You've given me a reason to be a better person. You've given us everything, Marcus replied. Lily's medicine, a future, hope for tomorrow. We've given each other a real family, Victoria said quietly. Lily ran over to them, grass stains on her new dress and a huge smile on her face. Victoria, did you bring the butterfly stickers you promised me? Victoria laughed and pulled out a sheet of colorful butterfly stickers from her purse. Of course I did. Which color do you like best? Lily looked at them very seriously. The pink ones. They're pretty and happy just like how I feel now. Victoria's eyes filled with happy tears. Happy is the best feeling in the world, isn't it? The very best, Lily agreed. She carefully put a pink butterfly sticker on Victoria's hand. This one is for you so you'll always remember to be happy too. Victoria looked at the small sticker, then at Lily's bright, healthy face, then at Marcus's warm smile. For the first time in 3 years she felt like her heart was whole again. 3 months later, Victoria stood in front of hundreds of business people at Sterling Industries' big yearly meeting. Instead of talking about money and profits, she talked about the Rose and Lily Foundation, which had already helped over 2,000 families pay for their children's medicines. Business isn't just about making money, she told everyone in the room. It's about making life better for people. Two very special people taught me that: an 8-year-old girl with a big heart and her father, who showed me kindness when I needed it most. In the audience, Marcus sat with Lily. Both of them were so proud of Victoria. Lily wore her prettiest dress, a gift from Victoria, and held up a sign she had made that said, "We love you, Victoria," in colorful crayon letters. After the meeting, the three of them walked to their favorite park. "Victoria," Lily said, pulling on her arm, "I made you something very special." Lily took out a piece of paper with a drawing on it. It showed 3 stick figures holding hands, a tall man, a woman, and a little girl with curly hair. Above them in the sky, she had drawn 2 butterflies with angel wings. "That's you, me, and Daddy," Lily explained proudly. "And those are Rose and Mommy in heaven watching over us and keeping us safe." Victoria knelt down and hugged Lily tightly, crying happy tears. "It's the most beautiful picture I've ever seen, sweetheart." Marcus joined the hug, and for a moment they stood there in the park, 3 people who had found each other when they were all broken and sad, and who had healed each other with love. "Thank you," Victoria whispered to Marcus. "For what?" "For teaching me that the most important thing in the world is simply caring about other people." Lily pulled away from the hug and looked at both adults very seriously. "Are we going to be together forever and ever?" Victoria and Marcus looked at each other. Over the past months, their friendship had grown into something deeper. Victoria had been there when Lily started at her new school. Marcus had been there when Victoria won an award for her foundation's work. They had been there for each other through good days and sad days and everything in between. "Forever and ever," Victoria promised Lily. "We're a real family now." "The best kind of family?" "The very best kind," Marcus said, putting his arm around Victoria. "The kind that chooses to love each other." Lily clapped her hands and jumped up and down. "Can we get ice cream to celebrate our family?" Victoria and Marcus laughed. "What flavor?" Victoria asked. "Strawberry," Lily said. "That was Rose's favorite, right?" "That's right," Victoria said, her voice full of love. As they walked to the ice cream shop, Victoria thought about how much her life had changed. A year ago she was crying alone in supply closets, thinking that success meant being rich and powerful and having no feelings. She thought caring about people made you weak. Now she knew that real success meant having people to love and people who loved you back. It meant using your money and power to help others. It meant being there for the people who mattered most. Marcus had taught her that being strong didn't mean shutting people out of your life. It meant letting people in even when it was scary. Lily had taught her that it was possible to be happy again after losing someone you loved. She learned that you could honor the people you lost by loving the people who were still with you. That night, Victoria tucked Lily into bed, something she never thought she would be able to do again after Rose died. "Victoria," Lily said sleepily, "do you think Rose and my mommy are best friends in heaven?" Victoria smoothed Lily's soft hair. "I think they are the very best friends. And I think they're both very proud of us." "Because we found each other? Because we chose love instead of being scared, sweetie. That's always the right choice." Lily yawned and closed her eyes. "I love you so much, Victoria." "I love you too, Lily. Sweet dreams, my darling girl." In the living room, Marcus was waiting with 2 cups of hot tea. They sat together on the couch, happy and peaceful. "Do you ever wonder what would have happened if I hadn't found you crying that night?" Victoria asked. Marcus thought about it. "I think we would have found each other somehow. When people are meant to be together, they always find a way." Victoria smiled and leaned against Marcus's shoulder. "Do you really believe that?" "I have to believe it. How else can you explain everything that happened? Lily getting exactly the medicine she needed? You getting exactly the reminder you needed about what's really important? Me getting exactly the second chance I needed to give my daughter a good life." Victoria closed her eyes and listened to Marcus's heartbeat. "Maybe you're right. Maybe some things really are meant to be." "Maybe they are," Marcus said, kissing the top of her head. Outside their window, the city lights sparkled like diamonds. In the distance, a church bell rang 12 times, marking the end of another day and the beginning of new hope. Victoria thought about the woman who used to hide in supply closets, too proud and too afraid to let anyone see her pain. That woman seemed like a stranger now. In her place was someone who had learned that showing your feelings wasn't weak, it was brave. Someone who learned that asking for help wasn't shameful, it was smart. Someone who learned that the best way to remember the people you've lost is to love the people who are still here. Marcus thought about the man who used to clean those empty hallways all alone, carrying all his sadness by himself. He had learned that letting people help you didn't make you less of a man. He had learned that sometimes the most important job wasn't the one that paid the most money, but the one that let you be there for the people who needed you. Lily slept peacefully in her bedroom, her heart strong and healthy, dreaming of butterflies and families and all the wonderful things that were possible when people decided to take care of each other. And 40 floors above them, in a supply closet that had once been filled with tears and loneliness, 2 butterfly stickers still decorated the door, one pink and one yellow. They were a small reminder that sometimes the most amazing changes start in the darkest, saddest places, when one person decides to show kindness to another person who is hurting. The story of Marcus, Victoria, and Lily wasn't really about money or medicine or even miracles. It was about the simple truth that every person has the power to help others and every person needs help sometimes. Magic happens when we're brave enough to do both. Their family had started with loss and sadness and fear. But it had grown into something beautiful through choice and commitment and love. Every single day they chose each other all over again. Not because they had to, but because they wanted to. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply show up for another person when they need you. Sometimes the most important words you can say are, "I'm here and I care about you." And sometimes the most wonderful families are the ones that find each other in the darkness and decide to be each other's light. Years later, when people asked Victoria what made her so successful, she would always say the same thing. "I learned that true success isn't about how much money you have or how famous you are. True success is about how many people you help and how much love you give and receive." And when people asked Marcus what advice he had for other single parents, he would smile and say, "Never be afraid to accept help when it's offered with a kind heart. And never be afraid to offer help when you see someone who needs it. You never know how much you might change each other's lives." And when people asked Lily what she wanted to be when she grew up, she would always answer, "I want to be someone who helps people feel better when they're sad, just like Victoria helped me and Daddy." Their story became legendary in their city. The Rose and Lily Foundation grew to help thousands of families every year. Victoria's company became known not just for making money, but for making the world a better place. But more important than any of that, 3 people who had once been broken and alone had found each other and created something beautiful together. They had learned that families aren't always the people you're born with. Sometimes they're the people who choose to love you and stay with you no matter what. And in a world that can sometimes feel cold and scary and lonely, their story was proof that kindness still matters, that love still wins, and that sometimes the most ordinary people can create the most extraordinary miracles, simply by caring about each other. The butterfly stickers stayed on that supply closet door for many years, fading a little with time but never losing their meaning. Every night, the new cleaning staff would see them and wonder about their story. Some of the older employees would tell the tale of the CEO who found her heart again and the janitor who reminded her what really mattered. 10 years passed. Lily grew into a beautiful 18-year-old girl, strong and healthy thanks to her medicine and the love that surrounded her. She was accepted into medical school with a full scholarship from the Rose and Lily Foundation. Her dream of becoming a doctor was finally coming true. On the night before she left for college, the 3 of them returned to that same park where they had spent so many happy evenings together. "Do you remember the first time we came here?" Victoria asked, watching Lily push herself on the same swing she had played on as a little girl. "I remember everything," Marcus said, taking Victoria's hand. They had been married for 5 years now, a quiet ceremony with just Lily as their witness. "I remember thinking that life was over, that there was no hope left. And I remember thinking that having money meant you had to have a cold heart," Victoria added. How wrong we both were. Lily came running over, her face glowing with excitement about her future. "Are you two getting all sentimental again?" "Maybe a little," Victoria laughed, pulling Lily into a hug. "I'm just so proud of the amazing woman you've become." "I learned from the best," Lily said, hugging both her parents tight. "You both taught me that the most important thing in life isn't what you have, but who you love and who loves you back." As they walked home that evening, Marcus thought about the scared, desperate man he used to be. That man could never have imagined this life: a loving wife, a healthy daughter about to become a doctor, a good job that let him help other families in need. Victoria thought about the cold, lonely woman who used to cry in supply closets. That woman had built walls around her heart so high that she couldn't see the beauty right in front of her. Now those walls were gone, replaced by love and purpose and joy. And Lily thought about the sick little girl she used to be, too weak to play, too scared to hope. That little girl had grown into a young woman who wanted to spend her life healing others, just like she had been healed by love and kindness. Their story had started with tears in a supply closet at 2 in the morning. It had grown into something none of them could have imagined. A love that had healed 3 broken hearts and created a family that was stronger than any they had ever known. The Rose and Lily Foundation had grown too, helping over 50,000 families pay for their children's medical care. Victoria often said it was the achievement she was most proud of, even more than all the money her company had made. And sometimes, late at night when the Sterling Industries building was quiet and empty, Victoria would take the elevator up to the 40th floor. She would stand in front of that supply closet with its faded butterfly stickers and remember the night that changed everything. She would think about Rose, her first daughter, and how proud she would be of the family they had built. She would think about Anna, Marcus's first wife, and how grateful she was that Anna had raised such a wonderful man and such an incredible daughter. Most of all, she would think about the power of one simple choice, the choice to be kind to a stranger, to listen to someone who was hurting, to reach out instead of pulling away. Because that's all it had taken. One man who refused to walk away from someone in pain. One woman who was brave enough to open her heart again. One little girl who showed them both that love was always worth the risk. Their story proved that miracles don't always come in dramatic, obvious ways. Sometimes they come quietly, in the middle of the night, in the form of human kindness. Sometimes they come from the least likely people in the most unexpected places. And sometimes, if you're very lucky, a single moment of compassion can change not just one life but 3 lives and then hundreds of lives and then thousands of lives, spreading out like ripples on a pond until the whole world is a little bit brighter. Marcus, Victoria, and Lily had learned the most important lesson of all. That love multiplies when you give it away, that kindness comes back to you in ways you never expect, and that the most beautiful families are the ones that choose each other and never let go. Their love story wasn't just about romance. It was about the love between friends, between parents and children, between people who refuse to give up on each other no matter how hard life gets. And in a supply closet on the 40th floor of an office building, 2 small butterfly stickers continued to remind anyone who saw them that sometimes the most extraordinary transformations begin with the simplest acts of human kindness.